Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nadia Sabrati coming to you live from Queens, New York at nadiasabrati.com. Looks like Facebook is building my audience, so I'm going to wait for you guys to jump in. I'm actually going to share this in a few other groups. So where is everyone? Where are you guys today? Hey, yeah, how are you? Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me because I'm not sure. Hi, Dana. Can you please tell me if you can hear me because I'm not sure if I have the volume turned up. I'm really not sure. Can you guys hear me or no? Hey Abdul, can you hear me? Can you hear me or no? I'm not even sure if I got the volume turned up. Yes? Okay, great. I just want to share this in a few groups and actually I'm going to get started. I'm going to get started with you guys. Or maybe if you guys can help me share this will be great. Then I won't have to like waste so much time sharing this. Well, I'm happy you can hear me. Hey Eric, how are you? I want to wait for Facebook to build my audience a little more, because that's why I'm sharing it in the groups right now. Because I have something amazing I want to talk to you all today about. And this is definitely going to help you in your business as well. Well, I have some more people jumping in. I'm going to wait a little while because Facebook is still building my audience. So what's going on, guys? How have you guys been? How's the weather in your side of the world? You're excited? Well, I'm happy you're excited. I'm so happy for you. 3 days in this new venture. You're in the right place. Proud of you for making that step. Hey, Marshall, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Guys, just give me, Facebook is still building my audience. I want a few more people. And then I'm going to get started with this topic. Okay, I'm going to get started now. Hi everyone, how are you? Thank you all so much for joining me. So what have you guys been up to? So guys, listen, so today, right, the topic today is make your story the bestseller. And you're probably, hey Pam, how are you? And you're probably wondering, what is she talking about? Guys, we all have a story. We all have a story to tell. And you know, it's very important that you let the world know your story because it's gonna help them and it's gonna inspire them. And some of you in my audience are probably thinking, well, I don't have a story to tell. Guys, we all have a story to tell. And in time, it's all gonna come together and you're gonna be able to share this with the world. And when you share your story with the world, you're gonna inspire so many people. Because so many people, you know, what I've noticed though, we're all scared because we don't want people to know who we are. Right, so we tend to like hide ourselves and we don't want to show the world who we are. And you know, this is why this is why I want to talk to you guys about this today. Because today, guess what? I'm going to share my story with you guys. Because I know a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what is Nadia's story, right? Well, my story is not a bad story, but you know, my story will inspire a lot of people because there's so many of us that went to college and get an education and then came out of school and can't get a job. But I'm going to go back to like probably 12 years ago. What led me here, right? So I'm going to go back 12 years ago. So 12 years ago, I was a loan officer, right? And then the mortgage business, it was difficult making money. All right, there was a crisis in the mortgage business and I didn't have a job after that. So I met someone and we started dating. And we got engaged after 3 months, and you know, we got engaged after 3 months, and we moved in together. And for the first 2 years, all we did was travel. We traveled everywhere. Every week we were going somewhere, or every month, or we were constantly traveling. And it wasn't for work. It was all for pleasure. It was all for pleasure. We were all over the Caribbean. We were traveling everywhere. I wasn't working. I didn't need to work. He took care of me. And, you know, after 2 years of traveling and stuff like that, I got a little tired of it. And I wanted to go back to school. And I knew, you know, the minute I went back to, I went back to school. And I was in school for quite a long time because I did one degree, then I did another degree, then I went to another college. And I was just studying and studying and studying, right, guys? So I was in school for a long time. And I got focused with school. He got focused on building his company. And he's very successful. But yeah, he got very focused with his business. I was focused with school. And guys, I did not work for 9 years. I did not work for 9 years, right? So when I got out of school, I couldn't find a job, guys. I was thousands of dollars in debt because I went to all private schools. And, you know, I went to school for healthcare, right? And, you know, after I graduated, a lot of hospitals in New York City closed down because, you know, they started cutting fundings, you know, and, you know, I have a degree in public health. I couldn't even get a job in public health because they cut a lot of fundings for public health. And a lot of the hospital closed down. So there's so many healthcare people that couldn't find a job. They were out of a job. It was depressing. It was depressing for me. But, you know, he was there for me anyway. So it wasn't really that bad. But, yeah, guys, I went on, honestly, I must have applied to like hundreds of jobs. Hundreds of jobs. And, you know, I graduated top of my class. Okay? So I applied to hundreds of jobs. And I couldn't find a job, guys. I couldn't find a job. I probably went on 2 handfuls of interviews. And I did get a job, worked for a little while, but then, you know, as a medical case manager, but then they were cutting fundings. So then again, here I am looking for a job, and I couldn't find a job anywhere. Guys, it was really depressing time for me. I couldn't find a job. And, you know, like everyone is saying, get a college education, right? Go to school, you know, get a college education. And don't get me wrong. I believe in getting a college education. I believe it, you know, that education is key, you know, and I loved every minute of being in school and studying and all of that. But the point is, you know, you go to school. Actually, I went back to school at a later age because I already had a degree in accounting. But I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to sit at a desk dealing with numbers all day. So I wanted to, you know, go back to school and study healthcare. And that's what I did. But yeah, when I graduated, I could not find a job, guys. I couldn't find a job, and it was to me it was a little depressing because I went everywhere, staffing agencies, talked to a lot of my friends, and I have a lot of friends in high places, and they couldn't help me because it was a totally different discipline that I studied. You know, had nothing to do with business, so it was all healthcare. So it was difficult finding a job. So a friend of mine, he was like, Nadia, listen to this. He goes, you have all this education. You're highly qualified. Why don't you start your own healthcare consulting business? And I'll help you get leads, right? You know, clients. And, you know, he's a lawyer. So I was like, okay, you know, I could do that. So I started my own healthcare consulting business last year, January. And soon after that, I got certified as a court-appointed guardian. All right, guys? There again, it was difficult getting leads. It was very difficult for me getting leads, you know, starting a new business, you know. And then when I started making money, guess what? It was taking me a long time to get paid. It was taking me a very long time to get paid. And, you know, this is when this was like 8 months after I started my healthcare consulting business, right? I met someone, and he was with MLSP, and, but I had actually met him 8 months before. I met him in January of last year, but I had already started my consulting business. I was like, my business is new. I'm just going to focus on this. But guys, it was difficult. I did, you know, some cases. I couldn't get paid on them. And it was a really, you know, difficult time for me because listen to this. You go to school and you're spending thousands of dollars, guys. Thousands of dollars, okay, on an education. And when you get out of school, you can't even find a job in your discipline. This is the grim reality of college sometimes. And this is what's really happening now. Because there's so many people in New York with college education, with PhDs, doctorate, I mean, you know, master's degree. And guess what, guys? They're getting jobs paying them $12 an hour. I'm serious. Or maybe, even if they're lucky, $40,000 a year. And this is what's happening right now. This is what's happening right now. There's so many people out there that can't find jobs. And listen to this. The jobs that are created for people with high school education. It's not created for people with degrees. This is the honest truth. All right. And yeah, it was difficult for me to find a job. Anyway, I started my healthcare consulting business. And, I started doing well in the beginning. But then when it's time to get paid, guys, it was difficult for me to get paid. It was difficult for me to get paid. So then here I am back at, what am I going to do now, right? Started my business. I'm not making money. And you need money to keep a business running, So that's when I met my friend Chid. Actually, I had met him 8 months before. And one day I actually saw him doing a Facebook Live. And he was telling his story. And that's what caught my attention. Seriously, that's what really caught my attention. And that night I called him. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Guys, that night I called him and I was like, what are you doing? What do you do for a living? And we talked for like 3 hours that night. He told me about MLSP because I was looking to start a business, right? But I was looking, and I really wanted to start a home-based business also. But I wanted to start a business where I could learn everything from the bottom and work my way up. Because guys, remember, I came from a totally different discipline. I had no knowledge of marketing whatsoever. I didn't even know what was attraction marketing. I had no idea what was attraction marketing. Hey, Cynthia and Arturo, thank you for joining me. Guys, I had no idea, and this was 6 months ago. This was just 6 months ago, and I came a long way. But without MLSP, I wouldn't have be here where I'm at right now with this and with the MLSP community. Hey, Bahari, thank you for joining me. But guys, this is why it's so important to tell your story. Because by you telling your story, you're going to inspire so many people. So what are you guys doing? Hey, Bahari, how are you? But guys, I'm sure a lot of you are in the same situation. I'm sure a lot of you are in the same situation. I'm sure a lot of you went to school for one discipline and then you started doing totally something else, But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So, guys, it's very important to share your story. If you're not sharing your story yet, I think it's very important that you guys start sharing your story because there's so many people out there that are actually going to benefit from this, But yeah, that's my story and that's how I ended up here. And now I'm doing this full time. I'm no longer doing the healthcare consulting work, and even though I'm still certified as a court-appointed guardian, I'm no longer doing that anymore. Because you know what, guys, my heart wasn't really in it. But what I'm doing now, I really enjoy this because I'm helping so many people, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing now. So, any question, guys? Wow, you're doing the night shift? Where do you live? Thank you, Brandon. Oh yes, that's right, you live in Australia, right? I think so. But yes, guys, it's very important to tell your story. Seriously, maybe you might be embarrassed of your story or you don't want the world to know. Guys, who cares? You know how many people you're actually going to be helping by telling them your story? You're going to inspire so many people. Because, people, what I've noticed, people are really scared of what other people are going to think about them. But look at it as this way. You're actually helping a lot of people by telling them your story. So guys, I just wanted to share that. And, oh, Brandon, definitely. But it's like a lot of people don't like telling their stories, and why? My story is totally, my story is not a sad story, but my story had to do with I couldn't find a job. And then I started my own business, and I went back to school at a later age. Already had a degree, and I didn't want to do accounting. I didn't want to do anything that was related to business, or running a business and stuff like that. So I went into healthcare. And yeah, I studied a lot. I studied acupuncture and oriental medicine, public and community health, health information technology, and I went to all private schools. So getting out from, studying all of this stuff and not being able to find a job in any of those disciplines, that was scary. I know they're scared, but you know, guys, don't be scared of your story. This is who you are. This is who you are. And you're going to be inspiring so many people, guys. Let the world know who you are. Let the world know who you are, you know? So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you all so much for joining me. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a free training, okay, on how to, it's a free training on how to start talking about your story, all right? So I'm going to give you guys a free training, but I'm going to actually share it in the comment section. So you guys can click on that, and you can, oh, what is MLSP? MLSP is My Lead System Pro. It's a training platform that I actually used. Because of MLSP, I'm able to do everything that I'm doing now. You know, because it's a training platform and it teaches you how to brand yourself, how to do attraction marketing, you know, how to, you know, start blogging. It teaches you everything, like how to market all the social media platforms. And, you know, they have morning wake-up calls from Monday through Friday. And also webinars, free training webinars. There's one tomorrow. I'm going to post the link tomorrow. But yeah, you know, if you guys want more information, message me, and I will give you all the information. I'll even walk you through, you know, the back office and give you some more information about MLSP. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you guys. If you want to reach out to me, send me a message on Messenger, or send me a message. Oh, definitely, Brandon. I will definitely. You know what? I'm going to send it to you now. I'll send it to you now. I'll message you when I'm done with this. I'm getting off now, but I wanna share the free training of you know, how to tell your story to the world and let everyone know. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.